Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Bernal Rider. Today we're testing out the Honda Forza 125 2023 model year. Only slight changes for this year, where there are some changes in the chassis actually. In the front we have a different light bezel, or whatever you call it. In the rear we have different lighting. Also the display, these are the obvious changes. The display has changed a little bit, but it's still with these two gauge clusters. And in the middle, the LC display, nothing has changed there compared to the new X-Max 125 and 300, which will be different this year. I will put all the specs, technical data on the screen for you, and we get right to the controls, the display and the storage space. So on the left-hand side, we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. Also for your index finger here, we have a switch for the traction control. You can turn it on or off here. You have to press it a little bit longer. I'm not sure if you have to come to a complete stop. I don't know. Further up here, we have the light switch, high beam, low beam. Press it for passing light. We have the switch for moving the windscreen up and down. I will show this to you now. This is the furthest position up, and we will go down now. So we continue with the buttons here. We have an Info A button for the display. We have the horn here. We have the turn signal switch left and right in the middle to reset, and we have Info B button down below also for the display. On the right hand side we have the throttle. We have the brake lever for the front disc brake. We have the switch for the start-stop system. We have a hazard light switch here, and we have the starter button here. Let's get to the instrument cluster here. On the left hand side we have the speedometer. On the right hand side we have the RPM counter. Underneath we have several control lights, indicator lights. In the middle we have an inverted LC display, which shows on the top, at the top right corner, we can see the clock. Down underneath we have the fuel level, we have the coolant temperature, we have an actual fuel consumption as a bar graph. Then we have trip A, which we can switch around with the Info A button. We have the kilometers, we have the average fuel consumption, the elapsed time, and we also have that for trip B, the same thing. We go down further and we have the range here indicator. Also we can switch it with info B to the total mileage, and that's all you can switch around there. Underneath we have a constant showing or display of the temperature, outside temperature on the left hand side 23 degrees, on the right hand side the battery voltage, which is currently 12.1 volts. So underneath we have the little console here with the ignition switch. We have the position ignition, we have seat fuel off, push for locking it, and we have the two buttons for fuel and seat. And on to the left hand side of it you have a little cubby hole here, and it is actually pretty big inside. I'm sure you can fit a 0.5 liter water bottle, whatever, in there. You can also fit your cell phone in there. You can charge it. There's a USB-C connection there. So there's quite a lot of space. And if I say probably fits about 6 to 8 of my hands. It is not that big in length, but for the depth is quite extensive actually. So let's open up the seat here. We put the seat and fuel. We push the seat button. The seat opens up and we have the under seat storage compartment, which is one of the biggest in the industry. 2 full-faced helmets can fit in there. My Shark Spartan size M fits in the front and in the rear position, so it is really big. I have to stress that. Also we have a little hole up here in the front where you can put something. We have a little hole here where you can put stuff. So there is a lot of space underneath the seat. So this is the all-new Honda Forza 125 2023 model year, and we'll take it out for a little spin. Let's go! So, in order to get things started, we put this little beast into the ignition position, and we have to press the left brake lever to start it up. You have to press it real hard. If you don't, it will not start. Maybe they're very concerned if something will happen. I don't know. We put down the screen for now, since we're in the mountains. And yeah, we'll leave it at the off position here for now, because we want to do the speed check later on. So let's go. So what is the first thing that you notice when you get on the scooter? The seat, yeah, is as usual fairly hard, Honda hard, but I think for longer stretches pretty comfortable. So I cannot tell you what it feels like on longer rides. I have tried the other seat from the 23-22 model, and it was actually not too bad, as I can recall. The seating position, yeah, usually is toilet position, but of course you can put your feet to the front. For me it is not so comfortable because I'm 175. If I put my feet to the front, I cannot really fully extend them. I don't have a nice foot position to the front. And this also applies to the Yamaha X-Max models. I have the same problem there actually. So for my size it is not ideal, but hey,
Anyways, it is a very nice and practical scooter. It rides very nicely in the corners. It is very stable. We only have 15 and 14-inch tires, but still it is very stable in the corners, very nicely balanced. The windscreen is adjustable electronically, and you can adjust it to lower position, maybe in the summertime when you want more air, or maybe when you're on the freeway and you want a bit more quiet and that the wind does not trouble you that much. Other than that, very comfortable scooter, good for traveling. We have a lot of storage space underneath the seat, as I explained to you already. It has one of the biggest boots in the industry of this size, especially 125 scooter. 2 full face helmets fit in there, and it is really nice to have so much storage space. We have a cubby hole, as I explained. Also, we have USB-C connection. You can charge your phone inside, actually, because you can put your phone inside. It's also a nice feature. One thing that I actually did notice about the windscreen, when you put it to the full up position, to the highest position, for me, when I sit on it, I'm 175. I have a problem with this edge of the screen being in the way of my vision. I mean, it is clear, I can see through it naturally, but it is right there where I want to look, where I look at the street, and that distracts me. I don't like that. And I don't know how it has been actually on the older scooters. Maybe it was the same, I didn't notice it that much, I'm not sure. But here it is extremely noticeable that it is kind of a bother. So you have to lower it maybe to 1 inch or so it doesn't bother me anymore. If you're much taller than me, maybe 180 or something, I'm sure you don't have the same problem. But for me, these are the finer details, and they kind of annoy me. And this is also what I noticed on my test rides, which other bikes or scooters don't have. That's why I just noticed it. Let's do a brake check here. Yeah, first the rear brake comes on, or rather the ABS comes on, so taka, and but it's a very strong and powerful braking that you get, so no problems there. Yep, I do like it in the corners. It's a lot of fun to ride. Does not necessarily feel like a scooter. I do enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, go! Stop! The wind protection is pretty good in the highest position, and so we're protected from wind and from rain, probably. Yes, maybe you should look where you're going. Oh man, these people. Anyway, we have full 15 horsepower here at our service, and I'm kind of amazed that we go on the speedometer already to 120. Okay, not anymore, because we have a steep incline here, but it is a very good performer for a 125, I have to admit. And we have full power here. We have an incline, so we can pass the truck quite nicely. Yeah, on the highway, on the freeway, it is very stable. It feels very safe to ride. Not too much wind in your face. I'm 175. If you have the windscreen fully extend, the wind will go over your helmet, and it's pretty nice. You don't have too much wind on your legs. It's okay, I guess. And so all in all, it's a very nice GT scooter, Gran Turismo scooter for traveling, although it does not have that much power, but still you can do it. You feel comfortable and safe. You have a lot of storage space. You can put a top box on the rear. Good for traveling, good for the city as well, good for your grocery shopping. Lots of storage space. That's all I can tell you about this. Now you can see what it looks like in the tunnel. And that's about it. My test ride and review of the Honda Forza 125. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Ride Out. Take care. Bye-bye.